The surface area of a sphere is given to you in your formula booklet as 4 pi r squared. So that's 4 pi times the square of the radius of the sphere. And the surface area of a cone is given as pi rl. So that's where r is the radius of the cone and L is the slanted length of the cone. For the first question, let's have a look at finding the surface area of a sphere where the radius is 12 centimeters. So again, the formula for the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So we need to do 4 times pi times 12 squared. So that's going to be, if I put it into my calculator, we will have 576 pi. And if I then press SD, I'm going to get 1809.56 centimeters squared. And it's that simple. You might be asked to find the total surface area of a hemisphere. So to do this, we first of all work out the curved surface area, which is just the surface area on the top of the dome of the hemisphere, if you like. So we've got two parts to work out. We'll first work out the curved surface area. And to do this, we just notice that it's going to be half of the surface area of a full sphere. So let's work out the surface area of the full sphere first. That would be 4 pi r squared. So we've done that already. That's going to be, if I just leave it in terms of pi, that's 576 pi. And then, therefore, the curved surface area, so just the curved surface area, is going to be, so the curved surface area of the hemisphere even, that's going to be half of this, right? So we just divide it by 2, which will give us 288 pi centimeters squared. And we then need to work out the base surface area. So the base is just a circle, and we know the radius is 12. So to work out the base surface area, we just need to do pi times 12 squared, which is 144 pi. So to work out the total surface area, we need to do 288 pi plus 144 pi. So if we do that, 288 pi plus 144 pi, giving us an answer of 432 pi, which to two decimal places is 1357.17 centimeters squared. Out of interest, this is the same as 3 pi r squared, because if I did 3 times pi times 12 squared, you would get exactly the same answer of 432 pi. Here are some questions for you to try. So I'd like you to find the surface area of a sphere with base radius 20 centimeters to 2dp, and then the total surface area of a hemisphere with base radius 10 centimeters, giving your answer in terms of pi. So pause the video now, have a go, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. Okay, so for the first one, we should have 4 pi r squared equal to 4 pi times 20 squared, which should be 1600 pi centimeters squared, and the two decimal places, that's going to be 5026, so 5026.55 centimeters squared. In the second question, you want the total surface area of a hemisphere with base radius 10. So for this one, we're going to have 3 pi, right, because you've got 4 pi divided by 2 is 2 pi, plus the base is 3 pi. 3 pi r squared, so we have 3 pi times 10 squared, which is 300 pi centimeters squared. The surface area of a cone, as we know from the formula book, is pi rl, where L is the slanted length of the cone. So for this question, a cone has base radius 5 centimeters and slanted length 8. So there's 5, Slanted length is 8. Right, and we want to find the total surface area of the cone. So to find the total surface, to find the curved surface area, first of all, so that's just the surface area around the curved part of the cone, that's going to be pi RL. So first of all, we need to work out our curved surface area. That's going to be pi times 5 times 8 pi RL, which is 40 pi. And the base surface area is going to be pi times 5 squared, which is 25 pi. And then the total is going to be these added up. So we have 40 plus 25, which is 65 pi. So we have 65 pi centimeters squared, which we can give to 2 decimal places as 65 times pi, which is 204.20 centimeters squared. Here's another example. The cone has a base diameter of 10 centimeters and perpendicular height 12 centimeters. We want to find the total surface area of the cone. Well, the diameter of the base is 10, so that means the radius of the base is 5 centimeters, and the perpendicular height is given to us as 12 centimeters. So the slanted length we can work out using Pythagoras' theorem. So I can say L is the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle, 5 and 12 are the two smaller sides. So I can say 5 squared plus 12 squared equals L squared. So L squared is going to be 25 plus 144, which is 169. So to work out L, I need to do the square root of both sides, which is 13. So I end up with 13 for my slanted length. To work out the curved surface area now, we need to do pi RL. So that's going to be pi times 5 times 13, which is 65 pi. And the base surface area is just the surface area of the circle at the base, which is pi times 5 squared, which is 25 pi. So the total surface area is going to be 65 plus 25, 65 pi plus 25, which is 90 pi. And to 2 decimal places, that's going to be 282.74 centimeters squared. Here's a question for you to try. Please pause the video now and have a go. And when you're ready for the answer, press play. Here is the answer. You should end up with 200 pi or 628.31 centimeters squared.